matchup here between the Seattle Seahawks and the Green Bay Packers. Mason Crosby of the Packers has it teed up, and off we go from Lambeau. And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Here we go.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he's got room. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 31 yards there and a first down. Bit of a haymaker right after the starting bell, Charles. 1 play on the ground, and you're already on the other side of the 50.
I like how you went boxing there. Essentially went from the weigh-in to walking into the ring, being introduced, and firing away. Big shot early.
And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. So the first down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. They run again with Walker. And he'll fight forward maybe to the line of scrimmage, but that's all. Maybe a gain of a yard that time, but from the spot, actually no gain. So 3rd and long. Defensively, though, they had a chance there to hit him for a loss. Couldn't get it done.
Looked like someone was able to knife into the backfield, but he wasn't able to get him down. But his compatriots, they were able to grab him at the line of scrimmage and not let him get any further downfield.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
A tackle that time by Jonathan Ford. 2nd down and 8. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. 44 yards rushing for him here. What a start to the ball game. It's 1st and goal. Quite the opening drive march they're on right now.
It looks a lot like what we saw in practice prior to the game, doesn't it? You know, because on that last big practice beforehand, you go through your offensive script, you go through your play calling, you go through all this stuff and establish things, and it looks like it's going like clockwork right now for them.
Yeah, he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. They'll say no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Nothing on 1st down, so the ball remains at the 8-yard line, 2nd and goal. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on 3rd down.
Caught on the slant. A gain of 5, but not enough. Leads to a 4th and goal.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go up and make the tackle right away.
Here we go on 4th. Smith. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with the football. An incompletion there on 4th and goal from the 3. And on the opening drive of the ball game, the defense comes up with a goal line stand. Back near the goal line. Here's Rodgers. And he'll be out of bounds right at about the 10-yard line. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that's going to bring up 2nd down. Rodgers going to throw. Got his man. It's Bo Melton. And he'll take this across the 25 before going out of bounds. 17 yards on the play there as the Packers have the 1st down as well. We're scoreless after 1. Back for the 2nd quarter in Green Bay. It's the Packers in possession of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. That's taken in by Watson. Finding room at midfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. The catch and run going to wind up netting him 33 yards. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And give him 6 yards here as he stopped near the 35 at the 34.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
88.
On 2nd down and 4. Rodgers. He'll find Aguara complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 24-yard line. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward.
Get 300. Get 350.
Rodgers now on 1st down. And it's a Packers touchdown. Aaron Jones, a 24-yard touchdown. And the Packers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Crosby with the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Ready up.
Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on fourth down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go out in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a fourth down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger.
They'll try for the first with Walker. And this will be a Seahawks first down as the tackle made just shy of the 40.
Brandon, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you should have a few men in the box there.
No chance to get away there for Smith as he goes down. The job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20. Up the middle, here's Walker. And some room to maneuver. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 69 yards for him on the ground so far tonight as he has been terrific in his first half. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Back to throw, Smith. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Adrian Amos with a pick. And the Packers are going to take over once again at their own 37-yard line.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. He rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked off by Boye Mafe. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Rolling to his right. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Jair Alexander. And the Packers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, he exited the pocket trying to improvise. That was a tough throw, and unfortunately, it wound up in the wrong pair of hands.
And, Brandon, when you're on the run, sometimes your downfield vision can get skewed just a bit. Now, the beauty of extending a play is sometimes your receivers find their way open, but oftentimes you end up closing down part of the field and bringing those defenders to the ball, and that one was picked off.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick six.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick sixes and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. About set to get this drive started, the Green Bay offense at the line. As they will take over here with a little more than 30 seconds remaining. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And Rodgers intercepted a third time. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
You can easily see the logic. It's a tie game. They just wanted to press it a little bit right before the half, hoping to get one more score.
Now, easy to second-guess the result, but now you have to think after that interception, just a field goal, and they're behind at the break.
Yeah, I think at the half, the head coach just says, look, that's on me. I wanted to press it, but it's because I believe in you guys.
Past the 20. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. From the red zone now, Smith. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant.
And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. A great effort there in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Myers connects on the PAT, and that makes the score 14-7. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And with Rodgers behind center, you wonder if they'll take one shot at this. Flushed in. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Now a deep ball there on second down, but it'll wind up incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10.
Hey, you block over here.
Now it's Rodgers. This pass complete to Melton. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Rodgers to throw once more. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off by Quandre Diggs. And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football.
Well, I certainly think that we're seeing a big reason why this team has struggled to put points on the board so far, because too many of their drives have ended in turnovers already, and we still have almost a full half of football yet to play.
They'll give it up to the big man Walker. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. The opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. They'll wind up getting 4 down to the 36.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
Walker with another carry. And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. 82 yards for him on the ground now. He has been a tough man to bring down all night. Hand off here to Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. Big Kenny Clark that time pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss.
No daylight for him to run through there, and he ran into the defensive tackle, and that guy blocks a whole lot of daylight as it is. He is truly a big man who just made a big play.
On second down, it's Walker. Stopped at the 24-yard line after a gain of 5.
But you got to give kudos to your offensive line and the guy carrying the ball because they were in a second and long situation. It seemed pretty dire, but they brought it back to third and manageable with that run.
Throwing on third down, Smith. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Tariq Carpenter. And the Packers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half. They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
And now the third down throw incomplete as well. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football and now zapped right back in the other direction. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And, boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Rashawn Gary, the man to bring him down. His carries tonight, they're getting up there, so maybe one of those every now and then is understandable.
I would agree with that. Understandable every now and then. Sometimes you come back and you fake it to him and go play action. But other times you say, okay, they got him on that one. We'll come back to him in another carry.
Sticking with Walker on second down. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up third down.
I thought he did a nice job there setting an edge and make sure nothing could get to the outside. But he decided that wasn't enough for him. Worked his way back inside and made the tackle on the ball carrier.
From the gun on third down, Smith. Hard throw, incomplete.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Myers' kick is good. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat. And my goodness, another interception. That is now 5 interceptions that he has thrown in this ball game. If I asked you to speculate what's possibly going on in his head, what would you say?
Well, if he's as mentally strong as I believe he is, he understands that not all of these picks have been his fault. You know, some of the throws, yes, but there have been a good number of them where he hasn't been helped by his own receivers, and they've turned into interceptions. So he knows if he keeps firing, perhaps good things can happen, not just in this game, but especially in later ones.
Green Bay, Wisconsin is the spot. Third quarter inside Lambeau. Glad you're with us. 2nd and 10. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And they'll go backwards here. Losing yardage to the 14. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. A chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long. Geno now to throw. Out to his left. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Goodwin. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. They'll get 10 there, but it leaves them just short for 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it.
Ready, set. Mustang 19.
On 4th down, Smith. And it's going to be batted down. It will go the other way with a football. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And that will force a turnover on downs. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And some room to roam now. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 41 yards. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Rodgers' throw brought in by Watson. And they're going to get this to about the 44-yard line. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And just not enough on the throw there. Down around his feet and incomplete. Another throw there off the mark, and obviously he's battled all of the interceptions. Things just haven't been true to form for him. I don't know. What do you think's going on out there, CD?
That's a great question, and my suspicion is he's been coached really well to not show that he's having a problem. You know, they always tell you no matter what, you keep throwing the football with confidence. Well, we're not seeing a confident thrower right now. He's off balance, the passing game's off balance, and the defense is taking advantage.
And again, it's Rodgers. And it's caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's 1st and goal. Rodgers with a keeper. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter. Jones. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. on this, fighting for the end zone. He lost the football. It's out, and the Seahawks have recovered.
Well, give some credit to the defense. They forced the big play, knocked the ball free from him, but that's a cardinal sin by the quarterback. Know where you are on the field, and he just gave up at a minimum 3 points.
And instead of getting down, takes the contact. The turnover ensues. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Sticking with Walker on second down. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety.
Every team has plays in their book to try and buy some room when a safety's on the table. But a big variable is how does each team deal with the pressure of executing in those situations. In this case, they didn't, and they gave up 2 points.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And can they take advantage? Their defense got the fourth down stop, and now they're hoping to find the end zone. A field goal wouldn't be. He's got a man complete. And they're going to move it down inside the 25. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 54 yards. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Cobb. And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Back to throw, Rodgers. And that's intercepted yet again, and that could be the backbreaker. And the Seahawks have just about sewn up this football game. A few things better than a big man interception. You can always tell right when they get the football, there's that level of excitement and nervousness, and also like, what the heck do I do with this thing?
And you say, no better sight? Well, not for the quarterback who just threw it. It's bad enough to throw a pick, but to throw one to the big guy? But you're right about that. Now what do I do with it? But what's fun about it is, you know they're going to be in the film room after this ball game, telling all their teammates, maybe I should shift over to offense. I've got skills. What do you think?
Oh, absolutely. I always find myself cheering for them after they intercept it. Unfortunately here, he couldn't make it into the end zone. Deep ball for Goodwin. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
I usually hesitate when I say a guy's got world-class speed, but this guy might. So let's fire the starter's pistol. Let's go. If you've got him, you've got to try and use him. A lot of anticipation with the ball in the air, but no, incomplete.
Straight ahead, Walker. And this play comes to a halt at the 33, and obviously that's well short of the first down. Now here's Michael Dixon. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. About set to get this drive started. The Green Bay offense at the line. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where
he's got a man complete. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here. Well, there were about 70,000 that were quickly calling for that flag. It comes out there for pass interference.
And what do you think, partner? A little sarcasm in that cheering from this crowd here tonight. What they're hoping now is to build a little momentum off of it and give them a more genuine reason to cheer down the road.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. I see you nodding your head up and down. That's a very heady decision at this stage of the game. Out of the pocket, nowhere to go. Just get rid of it.
That's a smart play because you're not worried about your completion percentage, and you're also not trying to force it into bad traffic as well. Throw the ball away, live to fight another down.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Rodgers to throw. Throwing left side, and Watson has it. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. Rodgers finding Watson for the Packer first.
Well, they got the yardage they needed there. Picked up the first down, got out of bounds. How about the urgency that they have, as well as they understand where they are on the field?
Get 300. Get 300. Here we go.
Now Rodgers. Eluding the pressure right. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. And a timeout coming in. This will be their final one with 10 seconds remaining. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. To throw is Rodgers. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Tariq Woolen picks it. And the Seahawks have just about sewn up this football game. Well, this game has not been short on intrigue, but that's the backbreaker right there, and it's going to put any hope of victory to bed.
Yeah, they knew they needed the touchdown, and when you have that little time remaining, they know they've got no choice except to go for broke, and that they did. But the interception, that means defeat.
Ready.
Down to a knee, here goes Smith, and that should all but do it. So the victory here for Seattle. Charles, for this losing side, their heads are hanging as they walk off the field today. And really, I mean, we know why. Those 3 turnovers by that offense, that's ultimately what doomed them.
And this is what coaches preach all the time to every team that we ever talk with. Taking care of the ball on offense, trying to take it away on defense. And let's face it, when you give it away 3 times in one game, you make it very difficult for your team to get the W.
Why would I ever have to cop a chain a game when the QB chain birthed most of the chains in the game? No post office, we stamping time. Took a slice out of the big apple, made apple pies, family size. Leather bombers and Nike Sacai's, dangerous corners, you better pray that tomorrow arrive. Rap, Sugar Ray Robinson, nothing sweet. Y'all too out of shape to even box with me. Heavyweight, I know my way around the ring. Just like Shorty know her way around the storm. Making hits with Hit Boy, all he gotta do is hit record. Record-breaking news, had to show up just to fill a void. Confused, spoiler boys, y'all better keep your poise. Leave me out of the weasel. Be cool when you see me, I'm hot at all that rap deep. The hood know you, so we don't borrow, believe in it. Locked in on the instrumental, I took back the key to this. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would've crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. What I'm saying, your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would've crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. What I'm saying, people saying what's already been said. Predictions, I don't listen, it's already in my head, no funny. Your most hungry place, I was past that in 28. Underground tapes, as my ass cap and publisher states. As we slide in the G-Ride, I've been getting criticized, it's keeping me energized. Create with a business mind, I'm from where killers reside. A wild hood, only knew goons since my childhood. Say anything in they raps cause it sound good. Don't even mean what they say, horrible outlook. Y'all ain't really about this house. Y'all was in the house with it. We don't respect fake jewelry and silly outfits. Window down, blowing out great tits. New York's J. Prince on Houston Street. I caught the bounce before my even bounced the beat. I took the hard way in it, man, it's the route for me. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would've crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black. Run me the keys, run me the bees, run me that flow back. Your top 3, I'm not number 1, how could you post that? I would've crowned the city is mine, you cannot hold that. I'm not the one to go at. Meet Joe Black, meet Joe Black. Why would I ever have to the dark, and I keep getting stronger. My limit's the sky. I do the impossible, impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. I'll pull the sword out the border, walk a floor full of cobras. Go to war with you all, we can brawl toe to toe. I can tighten loops in my lace and make lightning lose in a race. I make fire cool and come back from the triangle in Bermuda. I can suit up, live in the moon up, working and outsmarting computers. I can outswim all the tuna, and that's without a scuba. So in the laws of nature, I'm breaking the rules. Only thing I'm bad at is being a loser. I can make time traveling a surprise. Make graveyards feel alive. Break the immortal down to his demise. Look up and beam to the stars so you can turn off the lights. I come alive in the dark, and I keep getting stronger. Tonight I hunt with the pride. You can't take my pride away. I can sing with the birds and the trees in the morning, or roll like the storms way over the ocean. My limit's the sky. I do the impossible, impossible. Shine if I want to. I win every time if I want to. The world mine if I want to. Make the world mine cause I want to. Even on the days when I'm late as ever, my timing is right. Even in the darkest moments, stay close, I'm that shining the light. I can make an earthquake nervous, I can make the sun wear a visor. I can make a wise owl see me as a daily advisor. I'm that cool shade, peaceful night, and still my breath is a storm, I bet. I can make the thunder clap when I perform. It's just that in the laws of nature, I'm breaking the rules. Only thing I'm bad at is being a loser. Hey, I can make time traveling a surprise. Make graveyards feel alive. Break the immortal down to his demise. I make the moon blue. I'm making pigs fly. Now I move mountains. I would have beaten the heart of a crash test dummy. I'm more so astounded. Yeah. Look up and beam to the stars so you can turn off the lights. I do the impossible, impossible.
This is the NFL on EA Sports, and we are in the Pacific Northwest at Lumen Field in Seattle, Washington. Today, we've got a good NFC matchup on tap between the Green Bay Packers and the Seattle Seahawks. Well, we thought this could get interesting. Here's interesting. An onside kick to start this thing. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. So an onside kick fail in the first quarter. Not sure I completely see the logic there.
It's not apparent, is it? You almost have to go deeper, I think, and maybe if we try and work along with them and speculate a little bit here, they must feel like they need to steal possessions in this game, and maybe they don't match up possession for possession with the opposite team. They've got to steal it and try and gain an advantage, and they tried. They just didn't get it done.
On a nice burst there as he'll take this inside the 30 to the 28-yard line. They get 17 on that one. Move the chains. First down, Seahawks. Off of play action. Here's Smith. This is caught. Touchdown, Seahawks. Noah Fant. 28 yards. And the Seahawks go down the field in just 2 plays to take the early lead. Extra point up and through by Myers. And it's now a 7-0 game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And he's going to be out of bounds on the return. Not a great return. They'll start back around the 17. Rodgers will bring the pack up with a 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line. They'll start the drive with a carry by Jones. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be second down. Here's Jones again on second down. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. Rodgers to Cobb, good for a Green Bay first.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think. Momentum, you get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
Here's 2nd and 10 now from about the 32. Throwing now is Rodgers. He rifles one that's intercepted. Tariq Woolen picks it. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. Still in the first quarter, but what a great start for them. I mean, they've controlled the airways, Charles, on both sides. They had the passing touchdown. Then they intercept the pass of the other squad and take it back for another score.
Brand, I know we have a ton of time left, but what an early backbreaker they just delivered. And they appear to be totally dialed in. And that offense, they're forced to run right back out. Still shaking up a bit, but feeling the pressure to put something on the scoreboard. They've got to be careful here.
This will be a return from deep in the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Jamal Adams. But such a costly interception, nearly a pick-6, but now they're so close, they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception almost cost them 6 points. Now their defense has to run onto the field, probably giving the quarterback a few side eyes along the way. They've got to see if they can stop a score.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Penny. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. This is kind of one of those in-between plays here, Charles, on 3rd and goal from the 2 or the 3 in that area. What do you dial up?
Something quick hitting. You don't have the time for something that develops slowly. It's got to be right at them if you're going to run the football. And if you're going to throw it, something quick, get it out of your hands in a hurry.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
He will return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
What I loved about meeting with these coaches before the game is we didn't even have to ask any questions. They told us that they were going to be aggressive and push the ball downfield. They weren't successful on that play, but look for them to try it again later.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Rodgers going to throw. Got his man. It's Bo Melton. And he's going to have a Packers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Throwing on first down is Rodgers. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And they'll get to him after a gain of 7 to the 47. Throwing again on 2nd down. Rodgers. Then they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. It's a big play there for Seattle. 46 yards. So that was a very nice play, Charles, from a very speedy cornerback. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. Here's Walker. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now a timeout called for by the defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal. Again, Walker. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker, a 3-yard touchdown run, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Myers connects on the PAT, and the route is on here in this first half. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. Well, from deep in the end zone, he's going to bring this out. And they're going to start in a hole as he's brought down at the 11. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here, because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer, because only a few teams in league history back from a 4-score deficit, and if they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. To throw is Rodgers. Completes it again to Dobbs. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Rodgers again now. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
On 2nd and 10. Rodgers. That is caught. It's the tight end, Tunyon. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And they'll bring the big tight end across the formation left. Again, they'll throw with Rodgers. Now the ball comes loose, and the Seahawks have recovered.
Hey, we can preach ball security all we want here, but how about that effort on defense? Excellent job inside the red zone. Just took away at least 3 points by forcing that fumble.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. Following the fumble recovery, Smith. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Devondre Campbell, the linebacker, picks it. And into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown.
So maybe some signs of life. I mean, this has been a defense. They've been all over the map here in this first half, but they're coming through with a big play.
And sometimes that one play is what you need. And it sounds overly simple, but this is a team that was close to being down and out before halftime. So to come back and return the interception for a touchdown, that's big.
Yeah, maybe it can serve, Charles, like you were alluding to, as a little bit of a wake-up call for them. We'll see.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Back to Walker on first down. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter.
Ready up! Ready, Lions!
Third and 2, Smith. Deep ball for Goodwin. And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. Marquise Goodwin, 46 yards. And the Seahawks are able to add on to their first half lead. Now Myers for the extra point. And the lead is now 24. Touchdown. Here's Myers to boot it away.
And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this pass.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today.
And the Seahawks are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. Well, CD, when you mentioned earlier about spreading the ball around in this game, I don't think you mentioned the guys in the other uniform. With 4 interceptions here in the first half, and several different guys have picked him off.
Yeah, and instead of analyzing what's going wrong with him, throwing the football, while we look at the defense, they came in prepared. Had an excellent game plan, well scouted, and they're taking it away at almost every turn.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And he'll be tackled at about the 35.
47 yards rushing for him now to this point.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
On 3rd down, here's Walker.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains. Well, after an interception, last thing you want to do is go 3 and out, give the ball right back. They avoided that.
Yeah, you definitely do not want to do that. I remember in college I played with a really big-time player on defense. We ended up getting an interception as we passed the offense coming out. He told him, if you don't take care of this football, you'll have to answer to me later. You definitely want to take care of it, pick up first downs.
Now we've got whistles and movement up front. I think this is against Seattle. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15.
And Walker once more.
And now they're going to get him down right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, 2nd down.
This defense could use a few more plays like that right now.
It certainly could, but think about it from an offense's perspective right now. They've got a lead, but they don't want to throttle down too much and stall themselves. Still want to move at a nice pace.
The Smith's throw into the hands of Lockett.
And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 44-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it?
Not
because
at all.
Those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown.
That score that they just gave up there, that's a tough one for their defense to swallow because they've had a tough time through the first 2 quarters. They really were determined to get a stop there. Unable to do so, that makes their comeback hopes that much more difficult.
Extra point up and through by Myers. And a rout is on here in this first half. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
This is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be dropped at the 21-yard line. So bringing it out of the end zone proves not a good decision. Loses him about 4 yards.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let it go again. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Jamal Adams.
And the Seahawks are going to take possession of the football. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And, Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 23 yards on the play.
So many times in my career, I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
That is taken in by the tight end Finn. And he will score. Touchdown, Seattle. Noah Finn in the final seconds of the first half. And the Seahawks will extend their lead here just before halftime. Myers connects on the PAT. And a rout is on here in this first half. So 6 seconds, all that remains of this first half as the kick is away. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they'll have time for one play. That's it. 3 seconds to go before intermission. He's going to launch this deep for Watson. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they have a mountainous deficit looming in front of them. It was really, Charles, a disaster of a first half. So where do they go from here?
Well, first thing they have to remember is that what's done is done, and there's no going back. And now you have to play this drive by drive. Obviously, come back in this spot, pretty unlikely. But you still have to go out, take pride in your work, and try and put something together here in the second half.
That's complete to Dobbs. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
There's a nice pickup right there. And after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down.
26.
Here's Rodgers. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yes, let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 46. Rodgers' throw is taken in by Jones. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. Ball at the 40 here for 2nd and 5. Rodgers now to throw. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line. On 1st down, Rodgers. Throw right side, hauled in by Dobbs. And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Rodgers now on 1st down. And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Well, this has been a good march down the field, but now they're stuck looking at a 2nd and 14. Under pressure, and they got to him again. Rodgers now, after the sack, he'll lead the pack up on 3rd and long. Here's Rodgers to throw. And it's a Packers touchdown. Robert Tonyan, a 22-yard touchdown grab. And the Packers are able to claw one back.
Extra point up and good by Crosby. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. And the Seahawks, looks like they've recovered. They have. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Now Gino on first down. Pass incomplete.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. Block it, the man in motion. From the gun, it's Walker. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
The Packers bringing in an extra member of the secondary here to try for the 3rd down stop. Block it, the man in motion. Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. The partner is still in the 3rd quarter, but they've got this one well in hand and still airing it out with gusto and picking up some nice gains.
And even in lopsided games like this, you don't really see starters get lifted or the foot come off the gas before the 4th quarter. No one wants to leave any doubt when they're playing well. They just want to continue the process.
And he's got it down to the 28.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Smith. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI.
So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a tough penalty to officiate. Just ask the basketball refs when they have to officiate block and charge.
Block it, the man in motion. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked out before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll bring a receiver in motion left. Block it in motion right. On 2nd down, here's Penny. And he'll be taken down at the 20 after a gain of just 1. Now a timeout called for by the defense. And with that, they're down to 1 remaining here in the 2nd half. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10. Gino down to throw. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
So this drive maybe didn't end with the same kind of success they had in the first half, but they do add 3 to their lead.
And defensively, I think they went in there at halftime and made a pact with each other and said, look, we can't let these guys keep driving it right down our throats. Not perfect giving up 3, but a much better start than the way they played in the first half. In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. He's going to float this one deep right side. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Packers. Bo Melton, 87 yards. And the Packers are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there is no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
Mason Crosby to kick off for Green Bay.
Crosby on now to kick it away.
And this is going to be returned from middle of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
Not that any of the points would be needed, but CD, they've got enough time left here. They could definitely score on this drive, maybe even an ensuing drive as well, if they really want to drive home this landslide victory.
Yeah, we're certainly about to see just how aggressive they want to be here down the stretch. And what some coaches do is they try and meet it halfway, meaning they want to continue to run more offense, but they'll put in a lot of backups to do it. And they tell the opposing coach, hey, I had to get them some work too. I can't just let them sit over on the sidelines all the time.
Out of the gun, Walker with it. And a nice job to break free of one tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
Only 2 yards on the pickup there, and now they're looking at a long third down.
But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Oh, he tries to get it to Metcalf, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Darnell Savage. Then into the end zone. It's a pick six and a Packer touchdown. This game's still fairly well in hand, but I think now you go conservative, don't you? Go into your shell and just run the football?
I think you have to, but you also have to tell your backs, make sure you're really protecting the football, because you're going to run into a stacked defensive front, which is why they were throwing the football before, trying to make sure they just get their backs, really beat up in that situation. Now, good luck to them.
Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number, kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time.
Picked off by Eric Stokes.
And the Packers are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. Well, they're not making it easy on themselves here down the stretch. 2 picks now in the fourth quarter, trying to hang on to that lead.
Talk about keeping someone in the game. Instead of being able to shut the door, it's still cracked open because they can come back on you now. The only people who are really happy about those picks, any fantasy team that has this defense.
Here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle.
And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he gets all the way down inside the 20-yard line.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on first down. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Jamal Adams.
And the Seahawks are going to get the football here at their own 40-yard line.
Yes, folks, that is his third interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around the defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well.
They'll fake it. Now Smith. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
So they'll accept that penalty, and that'll, of course, move the football up the field. On the give, it's Walker.
And this carry not as productive. He's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
At the 46-yard line.
Now Geno. This one into the hands of Metcalf. Yeah, he will go out right near the 35-yard line. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Coming up on the final 2.5 minutes. And boy, has it been fun to watch this offense operate. Quite the display, and now they look to polish it off.
On first down, it's Smith.
Not wasting time, going right back to DK Metcalf.
And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
These guys are running offense like you drive. The pedal is down, stomped down. How about that? Back-to-back completions. They are rolling.
So much for being conservative and running that football. From the red zone now, Smith. Over the middle, that's caught by Metcalf.
And the Seahawks are going to have a first and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Two big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows what hit him, but now they got to get ready. It's first and goal.
Walker now on first and 10.
And they'll be driven back here, losing yardage to the 9. He lost 6 there on the first down play.
Tackling's obviously critical down near the goal line. That was great work there to make the hit behind the line and make sure he doesn't get any further. Did a really nice job wrapping up and not letting him loose.
On second down, a run with Dallas.
And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. It's going to be a 19-yard loss on the play, and that is going to set up third and goal.
Hey, check that.
They'll try and run, Walker.
And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Now the Packers going to burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
And that one hits a little too close to the goal line, and it continues into the end zone for a touchback.
26.
One final try for Rodgers. We've seen this before. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield.
But as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their